most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
Together
therapist.
we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today we're going to go over the best daily hamstring flexibility routine at home the right way. None of this wrong way stuff. We're actually going to show, we showed you the wrong way already. And now we're going to show you the right way, like we promised.
Right. I shouldn't say right.
Right.
Correct.
By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. We try to make you a better you. Join us on our social media channels because we're always giving away something. We're giving away the ergonomic innovations.
There it is.
Yeah, it's right over there. Brad's going to grab it. Go over to Facebook, and it's always pinned to the top of our page, the giveaway, or go to bobandbrad.com and look under giveaways. This is what we're giving away. It's really good for people who have tailbone pain or sits bone pain, or you're just uncomfortable when sitting.
Particularly on a hard surface.
Right.
So, hamstrings, wouldn't you say, Bob? I don't have stats on this, but they're very commonly injured.
One of the most injured muscles, I would say.
Very commonly cramp up.
Yes.
And they're also related to low back pain.
Let me show, Brad. So when that hamstring is tight, we'll show a little bit on the skeleton too, but if my hamstring is tight, it's actually going to pull my pelvis like this. It's going to pull my pelvis underneath me.
We call it that posterior pelvic rotation, which we don't like on the low back.
So what happens is, there goes my microphone. Makes your microphone fall off too. It actually rounds out your back. So instead of sitting like this with no stress on the back, the back is stacked up right, you're like this.
Right.
And it makes it very hard for you to sit up straight, and therefore you're going to end up with back pain.
Right. And it also makes a big difference if you bend over to pick something up. If your hamstrings are tight, it's very hard to get good body mechanics.
Absolutely.
Right.
Good point, Brad.
So let's look at the hamstrings. Here we use Sam I Am, and we've got a little model here. Obviously, it's not exact, but the concept is there. Oops, our hamstring just popped off.
That's a torn hamstring, Brad.
Yeah, we just a ruptured hamstring.
Yeah.
So if you look at this, it's connected below the knee joint and at the ischial tuberosity. So when you extend or straighten your knee,
You can see it stretching there.
they tighten. Or if you flex your hip, they tighten. And if you flex your hip and straighten your knee, it's a double whammy. It stretches it from both ends, so to speak, because it's bi-articulate. It crosses the hip joint and the knee joint. That's getting a little technical.
But that's why Brad's going to emphasize how important it is to keep your knee straight when you're stretching the hamstrings.
Thank you, Sam.
So you want me to jump into position here, Brad?
No, I'm doing mine first.
Oh, you're going to do yours first. Okay.
Yeah. The Stairway is a beautiful tool for stretching your hamstrings. It's got something to hold balance and a good place to put your foot. If you have tight hamstrings, you're going to go here. Now, the knee needs to be straight. Your back needs to be straight. Bob's going to help me out and show you.
I got the Booyah stick here, and this is what's always nice as a good indicator, a good measure of whether or not you should have 3 points of contact: head, mid-back, and pelvis.
Right. If I do this, no good. If I stay here, we isolate the hamstrings versus trying to round out the back and do harmful things to our back. So I'm going to maintain that. I can feel a good isolated stretch here. If you're a little more flexible, you may go up a step or you may go down a step, but you do the same mechanics. Now, for those of you who are quite flexible and you really want to work them, you may have to go something as high as this. This is like the ballet has those bars. Yep, and you see them doing a lot. And this, on a cover, for me, it works really well. I can keep my knees straight, keep my back straight, and now I'm stretching with very little movement, but I got a really nice stretch. Bob has a really nice way to do it.
Yeah, this helps keep stress off the back. I like doing this right away when I wake up in the morning, Brad. This is the first thing I do.
You get out of bed and go down on the steps?
I honestly do.
Wow.
Well, actually, what I do is, and you can do this in a doorway. You could do this. My steps are actually going down like this, and my railing's right here. So I'm at the top of the steps, and I put my leg up like this.
Okay.
And so this leg's going down the steps. Does that make sense?
It even puts a little more stretch on it.
Yeah, so I'm getting a little stretch in the hip flexor. What's nice about this is I can just lay here and kind of wake up. You know, I'm groggy and I'm not a morning person.
Right. It's a very relaxing stretch.
Yeah, it's a very relaxing stretch.
And there's no stress on the low back, so we eliminate that.
And if you want to stretch it more, you just get closer and closer, and you can stretch it more and more.
Now, people are already asking questions. I can tell they're going to say, well, how many times do I stretch? How long do I hold it? If you hold up to 30 seconds, that's an accepted good time length to hold it. Or Bob and I like to do the pressure on, pressure off. In other words, if I'm stretching here, stretch on and pressure off. And relax when you stretch. If you breathe and relax, your stretch will be significantly more beneficial as opposed to holding your breath and keeping tight. That's no good.
Here's a stretch out strap. What's nice about this, it's got the loops. So you can, if you have trouble holding on to the strap, you can just put your hands inside and it gets very easy to grip.
Right.
And what's nice about this is you can actually push down and then relax. That's called contract, relax.
Right.
Push down, relax, push down, relax. And you don't, when you're pushing down, you really don't let it go. I mean, you don't let it go down like this.
Right.
You hold it while you push down.
As if I'm doing
Yep,
this.
and then relax. And it starts to move further and further.
Yep.
That's just a...
That's a little bit more of an
physiological.
advanced
It is.
stretch. Otherwise, you can just go. But look how nice Bob keeps his knee straight. I mean, that's critical to get a good hamstring stretch. And now, if you're starting out, your leg may be way down here, Bob.
Right.
You know, so if you got tight hamstrings, you're down here. As you get more flexible, you're like Bob.
I've seen him down here.
Yeah, right.
It's amazing. And you can use a belt too. I mean, if you can, well, I hear people use a dog leash.
Oh,
right? Have
sure,
you heard
that would work.
Yeah, so you can take a belt like this, just wrap it around like that, and go ahead and do the same thing. It just takes a little more to hold on to it. So
Right, that works good. I had a cane, but someone took it. You put it. Liz is really
put it away.
That's
She's
all right.
like, you know, when Alex comes back in the bed in the middle of the night, it's already made. That's right. So, here it comes.
It's not the right one, but it'll work. So if you have a cane, you can just use that around your foot. There
This
you
actually
go.
works pretty good, Brad.
Yeah. Yeah, I
He
was
wanted
looking
the
for
flat handle
the
cane,
pistol
but-
grip. But
yeah,
yeah,
the
this
pistol
is good.
grip.
It works
This
out.
actually works out really quite well.
Nice
so.
job, Alex.
Got a lot of different options. Give it the hook.
Yes.
So-
Now, and the third and the most aggressive way, but you really need to be careful, is have a partner that you trust.
Right.
So this isn't going to work out.
This isn't going to work at all.
Actually, this works good for Bob because he's got these long legs. I don't have to do.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
don't have to bend over all.
And so he's going to keep his knees straight. That's his job. And I'm just going to go forward. And when Bob says stop,
I'd say stop right
Okay.
there, right there. Yeah.
and I can hold it for that 30 seconds. If you want to do contract, relax, or it works
I can
really good
push
with a
into
partner.
Brad. Yep.
It's easier for Bob than with the strap, actually,
Yeah,
if
it
you work
is.
together. We
Yeah.
used to do this when I was in karate to get really high front kicks.
Gotcha.
We
Yep.
always did this contract, relax
I could see
stretch.
that with a partner that you trust. So.
All right, so those are some really good ways to isolate and get just a hamstring stretch without injuring or irritating your low back and just to stay relaxed. Bob, I like this.
Yeah, I imagine you do.
Is that what happens when you stretch your hamstrings?
Yeah,
Is you
that's
get a little
right.
shorter.
Doesn't
Just
make sense.
kidding. All right, very good.
Thanks for watching.